Welcome back to tonight's 60 on Your Side Hot Seat. Again, joining us is U.S. Representative Joseph Gow from the 2nd Congressional District. And without further ado, Congressman, why did you attempt to join the Congressional Black Caucus?
Well, I wanted to build a greater coalition with respect to our recovery process down here. And I was courting support from various members of the U.S. Congress. I approached the Pacific Asian Caucus. I approached the African American Caucus. I even approached the Physics Caucus. There are actually 4 of us there in the U.S. Congress. So I was basically trying to build support, to build a coalition in order to assist us in the rebuilding process down here.
And what do you think of their decision not to allow you to join the caucus?
Actually, they did not say that.
What did they say?
They did not bar me from joining the caucus. They leave it up to my own decision whether or not I want to join. However, they convey the situations where during some of those meetings they might have to bar me out of some of those meetings, not because I'm not African American, but simply because of maybe certain political maneuvering that they might have to do within the caucus.
So are you going to become a member of the African American caucus?
I'm still talking to and discussing the issue with my staff and see what is the best way to approach the recovery process here in the district. And if it's beneficial for me to be involved in the caucus, then I will. And if it's not beneficial for our recovery by not joining the caucus, then I will do that. But I'm solely focused on the recovery issue, and whatever I have to do to push our recovery forward, that I will do.
How would you describe yourself politically? Conservative, moderate, or liberal, and why?
I don't describe myself as a liberal, conservative, or a moderate. I am solely focused on doing things that I believe that needs to be done for the district, whether or not it supports a conservative position, that's what I will take. Whether it supports a liberal position, that's what I will take. I will look at the issues, see what they are, and I will vote based on the issues and not whether or not it is a conservative position or a democratic position.
Well, you know, in Congress or in politics in general, politics are the art of compromise. So how then do you think that position will fare when you're up against a real tough challenge, say a bill that you really need to get pushed, but you need the help of a conservative or a moderate or a liberal faction?
Well, contrary to the belief of the general public, the U.S. Congress, within the U.S. Congress, most of the work that is being done is channeled through the committees and the subcommittees. Unfortunately, what people generally see is what happens on the floor. Now, in the committees and subcommittees, we are actually nonpartisan. We are trying to look at the issues of the country and to come together and to find the solutions to the problems of the country. Unfortunately, when it reaches the floor, that's when you see certain levels of political maneuvering, some bipartisanship that goes on, and again, it goes back to what the issues are. But I believe that in the U.S. Congress, when most of the work that's being done is through the committees and subcommittees, and there we are very much nonpartisan, and they are looking at what issues can we do as a committee to address the problems of the country. And I'm happy to be with a group that are doing that and not focus on the partisanship nature of the House floor. When
you say you're happy to be with a group, you're talking about the committees,
correct,
not necessarily Congress as a whole.
That is correct.
To what degree are you surprised then by the extent of partisanship on the Hill?
I am surprised at the position with respect to the leadership. Oftentimes I feel that the leadership in Congress, like Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, they do not allow even their own members to vote according to the needs of their individual district, and it's simply a process of maneuvering to keep the majority in the House. And I can see also at the same time someone maneuvering also in the Republican Party, where we come across simply as obstructionists. And I hope that people can look at the congressmen and their positions and not to peg a person as a Republican or a Democrat, but look at his or her records and see what his or her focuses are with respect to the district that he or she represents.
And how long have you been a Republican, and why?
I've been a Republican for maybe a little bit over a year and a half, and I was invited into the Republican Party by my close friend and mentor, Mr. Brian Wagner, who I dearly love. But he, like me, we are both practical people who are simply focused on the recovery issues of New Orleans. And he helped me to win this race in order to address the recovery issues. And I'm very honored and I'm very happy to be in this position to be able to contribute.
In that regard, what do you think of the pundits who prescribed you as a one-termer?
Well, they basically said that I cannot win this race in the first place. And we have proven that they were wrong before, and I'm pretty sure in 2 years we will prove them to be wrong again.
Yet you haven't moved your family to Washington yet, just on the prospect that you might not be as successful next time.
Well, the main reason why I did not move my wife and daughter to Washington was I actually spent more time down here at the district than I do in Washington, D.C. The schedule in D.C. is very, very hectic. It starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it does not end until 9, 10 o'clock at night. So I'm actually, if my family were down here, I'm able to spend more time with them down here than if they were in Washington, D.C.
All right, we'll see you on the campaign trail.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right. And that concludes this week's segment of The Hot Seat. Be sure to tune in next week when we tackle why some think this summer could be one of the most violent we've seen in New Orleans in recent history. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Norman.